Love to ask, how did you start accepting the parts of your story that you didn't write?
Ooh, isn't that beautiful? Geez, first of all, I'm going to write that question down and think about it for the next 10 years.
Like, just stop overthinking it. I've honestly never had a groundbreaking moment from overthinking something. Usually the first thing I think of is like, this is what you're supposed to do. Now you're going to unpack all the reasons of why you're not doing it. Right. It's always like the first initial gut feeling that you have before you unpack it. Think about why you thought about that and go from there.
You got to earn that.
See underneath it a person who wasn't seen, who wasn't attended to, who had to become something to get away from their pain. And we all just have different ways of doing that kind of becoming to get away from our pain. And so I've said it publicly in many places before, my philosophy of therapy is that the journey is not about becoming, it's about unbecoming. It's about unbecoming all of the things that we thought we had to be loved, and seeing that underneath all of that becoming that we did is someone who is good, who is loved, who is lovable. And it's both my conviction and my belief and my experience that when we are connected to that sense of being loved and lovable, we behave in ways that reflect that.
Like my whole life, almost 30 years, have been built on my friend Britt in her book. She says, is our life and the decisions we're making, is it based off of who we want to be and how we want to become, or is it based off of the people we don't want to disappoint? Ooh. And I had to come to the point where it was off of the latter. Like I don't want to upset people. I want people to like me. I want to be seen, as the example.
At a certain point, you can't unknow it. So what are you gonna do?
Right.
And it's like, well, yeah, like I could beat myself up for having been curious about whatever the thing is and getting into something that maybe is more overwhelming than I anticipated, but then like you can't unknow it. So then what?
So
yeah, I think it's a lot of that, like, okay, and then you persist, and then that's where I think like the character building is made.
But it's trusting other people. Yeah. I'm texting someone who I don't know to pick me up at the airport. I'm giving you my passport details. I don't know who you are. Sure, you could rob me, rape me, maim me, but I don't believe you will do that. Why would you do that? I wouldn't do that. So why should I believe that you would do that? Right. And I think so much of that is trusting yourself enough to put trust in strangers. And allowing other people to support you, allowing other people to take care of you, and believing that people are not interested in bringing you harm. So it's like trusting your own judge of character.
I think this whole conversation, and we're at the end of it, this whole conversation is really, I feel like, been about shedding our presentational nature, trading presentation for presence. For human connection, for authenticity, for taking up as much or as little space as we desire, and just being true to who we are, but not by ourselves, human to human.